Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and today I was scrolling through that new section at Ulta.com and we have a problem. So I picked up a new applicator. As always, I do have my damp beauty blender on standby, so I picked these up. They are called the Makeup Bullet High Def Cosmetic Finger Sponge. And yeah, you heard me right, a finger sponge. I was like, child, I'm shook. So you open this package up, and lately, anytime, just as a disclaimer, anytime I get stuff from Ulta, specifically, I go through the entire box, I check it all, I make sure that it's all good, it's not used, and it's more or less an issue of, for some reason, every package I get from them, like, the box will literally be this freaking big, and it'll have like 4 items in there. They're just thrown in, and it'll shake all over the place, and it's like breaking everything. I've had to call every order I've got, and so you guys, I highly recommend that if you are ordering from any place right now, it is like they are so busy, they are kicking out so much stuff. Ulta, Sephora, any online retailer, especially for beauty products, go on and go in your box when you get it and make sure that it is not arriving damaged, because child, I ordered a product that you will see later this week or next week, and it was like, looked like it had been opened, and I'll talk about it more when I get there, but I was like, I do not think so, boo-boo. I'm not putting that on my face. Honey. So back to the bullet. Now, I did open this up and I was a little bit shook by something. So you open the package, and you get these 3, sit down. You get these 3 bullets, but like, look at this. Does that not look like someone hand typed that up on their computer and then put it in there? Like, I was a little skeptical, but these are the instructions. Hashtag TMUB, the makeup bullet. Quick start instructions. Step 1, place dry sponge on finger, ring or middle is best. Optional, mist sponge with water or setting spray. For best results, do not wet entire sponge. So they are dry, as you saw, they're just fresh out of the package. Step 3, happily apply makeup flawlessly, then take a selfie. Complete instruction sheet is inside. Oh yeah, and don't forget to tag hashtag the makeup bullet. And honey, you know that if I hate this damn thing, I'm gonna be tagging the makeup bullet. No, I'm one of those people though, just so you guys are, I mean, if you follow me on Instagram or whatever, you know, like, I talk about a product, whether it's good or bad. I don't just talk about the products I hate, and I don't just talk about products I love. Like, I talk about all of them. I usually post like selfies, because I'm a selfie queen. I post a ton of those, like, on the gram. That's kind of my thing. And I love it, and I love it because it gives me like a good before shot, and it kind of really does show people, like, this is what I'm working with. This is, if this was something you're looking for, I worked with it, blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of the best way to go about it. All right. But I do talk about things whether I like them or not. So, what do we got here? Oh, you guys, look at, it's a story. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Eva Jane who loved to play with makeup. When Eva Jane grew up, she became a makeup artist, but she wasn't happy with the makeup sponges she was using, and she kept dropping them. Oh no! Do you see little Eva Jane up here? She's dropping all the sponges. So sad. So one day, she invented the makeup bullet. Now people everywhere can create flawless faces with lightning fast speed and never drop a sponge again. And we can all blend happily ever after. The end. Okay, that's really cute. Blend happily ever after. Adorable. Okay, so they, like it says over here, use it damp or dry. They do not recommend wetting it. Instructions for care, instructions for use. Okay. Because of the soft, supple texture, dry use is highly recommended. Simply pull the sponge on whichever finger you desire, being careful not to tug. Okay, blah, blah, blah. If you desire to use the makeup bullet damp, there is no need to fully moisten it. Just lightly spritz it. Since the sponge swells when wet, these 2 methods for damp use will allow the makeup bullet to maintain firm grip on your finger while it is still damp. Tapping works best for using damp side. Excessive friction can cause tears. Learn more in care instructions. So they're saying if it's damp, they would rather you tap like this. But I'm assuming if it's dry, you could probably do a lot more, you know, moving and stuff like that. I feel like I would probably use this the same way I would use a beauty blender, which is, you know, tapping, tapping, tapping. I don't typically pull too much unless I'm down here, and then it would be, just like a kitty. Okay, I'm over this. I wanna play. Oh, I should probably give you guys the price for this. I will say I like having it. It reminds me of when I was a kid and I used to eat Bugles and I put them all up on my fingers. And like I said before, these bad boys were at Ulta. They are $24.99, so 25 bucks for the package. That's a 3-pack, or you can get a 1-pack, I believe, for $14.99 or 15 bucks, something like that. Okay, I already did prime and prep my face. I am going in somewhere. I'm actually going in first with my Bye Bye Breakout from IT Cosmetics. I have been playing around with this stuff. When I go at the end of the month and I have my hits or misses, I really want to be able to give like an actual good thought and opinion on this. So I've been putting this on. It is supposed to go on under foundation, because if you did not watch my IT Cosmetics review, it's literally supposed to help like fight your acne while it covers it up. So, okay. I have been using it quite a bit. I don't know, I can't say that I think that it, you know, really does, you know, some fantastic job at concealing, or not concealing, I'm sorry, at fighting acne or anything like that. I can't say, oh yeah, man, it's like fighting it all the time over here. But what I do really like about this stuff, honestly, is the coverage is pretty dang good. Like, I have been pleasantly surprised with the amount of coverage I've gotten. So I go in just like that. And then I take, well, normally I take my Beauty Blender, but today we're using this little bad boy. I'm going to put it on my middle finger here. Okay, I push it on until you can feel like the tip of my finger hit in there. And it is dry. There's nothing on it, obviously. And we are just going to pat. Okay, so far so good. That went pretty well. It sucks up, obviously, some of the product because it is dry. But it didn't do a bad job. It's not like patchy or weird. My hand, I feel like it is hurting my hand a little bit, and I don't know if there's gonna be a way for me to like fix that as I go on. Like, my hand feels tired, and okay, but it might just be that I'm not used to putting it on this way. So next we're gonna go in. I'm gonna use my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte today. I need something that I know is going to last with me throughout the day, and that is definitely this bad boy. So I'm gonna go in. I'm just going to dab it on there like this and kind of work with it and see what we get. Oh, I like that right there. The ability to like really drag it down and do it like that when I'm working with it. That's nice. It like makes it so like, look at that. It's real quick, easy to like blend it into your hairline. It actually gives pretty good coverage. You know, I was a little bit apprehensive. It is sucking up some product, but it's not sucking up too much. That's nice. All right. I'm not hating it so far. And what I do like about this too is like if I try to put like more coverage, like I was adding coverage down here, it was nice and easy for me to just like take the point and kind of really add it only where I wanted to and then blend out around it. So it was very easy for like targeted control. The other thing that I really do like about this sponge is anytime you're working with a foundation, they all talk about how sometimes mixing it and using it with your fingers can be better because the heat from your hands really helps work with the foundation, and it really helps push it into your skin, that it melds better, all that kind of thing. And I feel like this sponge is doing that. Like, my foundation is almost working better. Like, not that this is a bad foundation, and not that it's like... not that it's something that normally works bad, but I just feel like there is a difference in the texture. Like, this is working it into my skin differently. It's just setting differently. And it's not in a bad way. This shade looks so light on me compared to what I've been using. Okay, so next I'm going to use it to go in with my Shape Tape and try that out and see how well it blends around the eyes, if I like it, if there's enough control, all that good stuff. I don't want to go too heavy just because that foundation is so light. I don't want to keep adding like light on top of light on top of light. All right, let's go ahead. We're just going to get these ones out of the way real quick. Okay, now comes the true test. I'm going to turn it around. That way I have a clean side for the under eye. Okay, the only thing I don't love about it is that my finger, like, okay, if you're looking at this right here, my finger stops about right here. So I don't have any real control or precision with this top part right here. And that's the only part that I wish I could get a little bit more control with. Like, I wish that my finger was more close to the tip of it. But I understand why it's not too, because I mean, it would be real easy to break through the end of the sponge if it was, so. That's really, at this moment, that's really like my only real critique. And this like mild carpal tunnel that I'm getting. But again, also because I'm not used to using it. I feel like, and I can't tell if it's just me or not, but part of me feels like this is almost like making me look drier. And I don't know why that is. I want to fix the concealer because it's like making my under eyes look dry. And I want to go in real quick and add just a little bit. And I want to dampen this sponge just a little bit and see if maybe that'll help. Nothing too crazy, just 2 squirts, okay? It's just barely damp. I just want to see if that'll give me the look I'm used to getting. Yeah, that definitely made a big difference on my under eye, how it looked. It doesn't look drier anymore just because I added the tiny little bit of moistness to this. I know that it doesn't say anything about baking or setting powders or anything like that. But because I do use my Beauty Blender for those things, I do want to go in with just a little bit of my Cover FX powder. I don't put a lot of powder on my face. You guys know this. I've talked about it 100 times. So I am just going to take that and see if it's something that I would be able to set just, maybe just my under eye, maybe just my concealer areas with, which again, that's what I use my Beauty Blender for. So, kind of, all right, that worked very nicely. Went on, didn't kick up, didn't go all over the place. You know, I have to be honest, I actually do really like the way that applied that powder. I was a little bit apprehensive. So let me do this, you guys. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to finish my face. While I'm finishing it, I really want to think about this. I feel like I do some of my best thinking about products, like after I use them. And so I kind of like to take a minute after I've applied it, finish my makeup, and then while I'm finishing it, I'll think about it, and then I come on and I'll give my final thoughts on this little bad boy. So let me go ahead and, that is really quite warm in there too. Okay. I don't know why that's relevant, but I am going to go ahead. I'm going to finish my face. I'll be right back and I'll give you my final thoughts on this little buddy right here. Alright guys, so I gave these some thought, and I think where I'm kind of falling with them, as I kind of put the rest of my makeup on, I think that they did do a very nice job applying. Nothing seems crazy or, you know, like it should or shouldn't be there. Nothing went on cakey. I do feel like that under eye went on, looked a little dry like I said, but once I moistened the tip of it, it was fine. I feel like the only thing that I'm struggling with these is the practicality of them. I feel like everyone that uses makeup, everyone has Beauty Blenders just like laying around, and that's what everyone uses. So, I mean, in that sense, you would almost be experimenting, if you will, with a $25 option to see if you like it. The upside, it is returnable if you don't. As far as the usage of it, I liked the application. I feel like it did blend out very smoothly. I liked being able to do this. I mean, it was real easy to blend in seamlessly kind of around the contours of my face, which was nice. I think that these would actually be nice for cream contours. I don't really personally enjoy them, but if you did, I think that these would be a real easy way to go tink and then ting, 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 and you'd be able to blend it out really easily if you were into cream contours. So I could see that being a huge plus for these, especially with the heat of your hand coming through the sponge. And the heat of the hand coming through the sponge is actually my other favorite thing that I really liked about these. I feel like that did make a difference, especially where I was working with concealer. And at the end of that first clip, you saw me take it off of this finger and put it on this finger. And that was because I really wanted to feel how warm it was in there with like a fresh finger, one that, you know, wasn't used to the temperature, which obviously the one it was already in was used to it. And I feel like it actually is very, like, it is warm. It definitely does kind of retain the heat from your finger and push it out through the sponge, which I think helps blend out foundations. Maybe if you're using a stick foundation, this would be a decent option, you know, to try and blend it around, because I know that a lot of stick foundations mention or prefer that you use them with your hands because of the heat. So that might be an option there. I can't really say yes I loved it or no I hated it one way or the other yet. I feel like this is something I'm gonna have to use a couple times to really get a good feeling on. So as of right this second, I'm actually gonna leave it as a because I don't really know. I did like it. I liked what it did. I liked it with this. I mean, who's to say maybe I would like it, like if I used my Estee Lauder Maximum Wear, maybe I wouldn't like it with a really intense full coverage. So I'm really going to have to play around with different, you know, textures and different mediums and viscosities and kind of see if they're worth it, if they're not. And you'll probably see these bad boys in a hit or miss at the end of the month if I've come up with my conclusion by then. So I think that's really all there is to say about them so far. Where did I put that box? Again, these are the Makeup Bullet. There are 3 of them in a pack from Ulta for $24.99, or you can buy a single one for $14.99, which to me just seemed absolutely stupid. Because, I mean, if I loved it, then I would be out that money. So, not going to do that, boo-boo. But you guys, I think that's it actually. Like there's not, I mean, it was something that it took some time to talk about and I still didn't draw a conclusion, but I still feel like we worked through it a little. You know, we're going to call this one like a therapy session and we're going to come back later and we'll talk about it. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to get going because you guessed it. I'm late. Why? But I will talk to you guys all later. If you've tried these, let me know what you thought, comment section. Always let me know if you're thinking, if there's something you see, if you're like, hey Paige, I saw this, let me know, boo boo, because I would be very interested in seeing it myself. So comment, like, subscribe. Social media handles are always down below, of course. If you wish to be social with me, which, come on, look at this. Do I look like the most social person? Yes. P.S. It's only because there's a camera. Like in real life, I do my best to like not leave the house ever if I can help it because I'm a hermit. So I'm going to get going, you guys, and I'll talk to you guys all later. Bye. Choo, 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 choo. Little bunny foo-foo hopping through the forest, picking up the field mice and bopping them on the head.